Next story. nytimes.com. Boeing former CEO barks triumph. Defiance, a Starliner returns safely to Earth. Dan Stockton.
4 minutes.
In a dramatic turn of events, Boeing's beleaguered Starliner spacecraft returns safely to Earth today without astronauts, sparking a defiant outburst from former Boeing CEO Dave Haystacks Calhoun. The Starliner, which had faced months of scrutiny and technical issues that previously delayed Starliner's return mission, successfully re-entered the atmosphere and touched down without incident. For Calhoun, who has endured a series of public floggings following Boeing's string of failures, the safe landing was a moment of vindication, albeit a painful one.
Standing before a small crowd of reporters, Calhoun, who had remained silent since his most recent flogging, issued a fiery triumphant statement.
NASA was talking about astronauts being roasted alive. Roasted, shouted Calhoun, pointing at the Starliner capsule's gleaming hull, displayed on a nearby monitor. No one would have been roasted. They called it a flying death trap, but look at that smooth landing. His arms flailed in dramatic gestures, showing the same exuberance that had marked his leadership of Boeing, until his downfall. However, the emphatic gesticulation was quickly curtailed as Calhoun winced in pain, clutching his back, still visibly healing from the most recent flogging he agreed to in exchange for a multi-million-dollar severance package.
Calhoun's defiant remarks were in response to NASA's decision to opt for SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft over Boeing's Starliner in the urgent mission to rescue 2 stranded astronauts aboard the International Space Station. The move came after repeated delays and concerns about Starliner's safety, including malfunctions in its attitude control jets that prompted fears of a catastrophic failure during re-entry.
At the time, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson famously said, "We could not risk roasting 2 astronauts alive on a Starliner return voyage," a statement that Calhoun clearly had not forgotten.
These so-called experts said Starliner was a risk. Where are they now? No astronauts, no problem. Safe landing, no fireballs. Calhoun continued, his voice rising. "This is proof Boeing still has what it takes. I took my floggings like a man, so you cannot also ignore my successes."
The former CEO's defiant speech left many in the aerospace community scratching their heads. While Starliner's ultimately successful unmanned return mission does provide a glimmer of hope for Boeing's space program, it doesn't erase the fact that the spacecraft had previously faced serious mechanical failures, leading to its sidelining during NASA's astronaut rescue mission.
"Look, I get that this is a symbolic victory for Calhoun," said aerospace analyst Sarah Reynolds, "but the truth is, Starliner's performance under manned flight conditions is still unproven. NASA wasn't willing to take that gamble, and rightly so."
Boeing's space division has been struggling in recent years, with the Starliner program becoming a lightning rod for controversy. The spacecraft, meant to be a rival to SpaceX's Dragon, has been plagued by delays, software issues, and malfunctions. Despite the technical problems, Boeing continued to push forward, culminating in a series of public flogging ceremonies for Calhoun, who agreed to the unusual punishment as part of his lucrative exit package.
The floggings, which have been described by critics as both barbaric and theatrical, were reportedly a way for Calhoun to take public responsibility for Boeing's failings, while still walking away with his severance intact. This latest appearance marks the first time Calhoun has spoken publicly since his 3rd and longest flogging, which left his back visibly blistered and scarred.
Even in victory, Calhoun's moment was short-lived. As he tried to continue his speech, his movements and expressions grew strained, and after a sobbing whoop of pain, he concluded, "The next time someone says Boeing can't do something, remind them of today. Remind them we did it. We are still the best."
While the future of Boeing's Starliner remains uncertain, today's successful landing has reignited a spark of hope that the company can still compete in the fiercely competitive world of man-rated space vehicles. However, with SpaceX's Dragon now NASA's go-to for manned missions, Boeing's long road to redemption has only just begun.